So Season 9 Legacy is finally here in Apex Legends, and to start off this season, I'm gonna go over how you should be playing Arena mode from start to finish. From the very beginning, you're gonna pick your legend first. Note that whoever you pick, you're gonna be stuck with that legend for the whole game. You cannot switch. In the pre-round, you start off with 550 credits. What I've seen from many players is that they buy the strongest gun straight up and just try and clutch it out, which do work a lot of the time. Everyone almost always buy the Vault or the Flatline, which takes up literally all the credits. The problem with that is you will not have any saved over for the later rounds. What I suggest is going for weapons that cost less, and those weapons that you could pick from are like the Alternator, the G7 Scout, or the 3030 Repeater with either Mozambique or P2020. Your choice. Alternator is still a really good weapon. I find is also really underrated. It may not be better than a Vault or a R99, but it still gets the job done, and the G7 and the 3030 is also amazing. Now as marksman rifles, mostly G7 since it was stuck with the slow sniper ADS speed, now it is much faster and it's just all around great for medium range and even point blank. Despite the hipfire nerf, it's still really good. When the round starts, you can see the map will have these canisters and these loot bins. Always want to make it your objective to collect as much canisters as possible over your enemies. Some maps have 3 canisters, so make it your best effort to get 2 out of the 3 canisters and at least one of the bins, which always contains a Phoenix kit, 2 batteries and a med kit. Each canister gives you and your teammates 200 credits, and yes, once you or either your teammates collect it, everybody is rewarded. Kills reward you for 75 credits, so you can see that being an aggressive player really rewards you in one way or another. And to add in even more aggression, a care package spawns on either your left or your right side of the map that will contain weapons of rarity. The higher the rounds, the higher the rarity. This is something that you can always keep notice if you really want to take that big risk to save your credits and go for one of those weapons. If that isn't your playstyle, you could just camp in the far back of the map and just, let the enemies come to you. Or wait, you can't. The ring spawns in this mode and it pushes you out to the middle, meaning you have to fight the enemies and not camp all game. Perfect. That's pretty much how the rounds work. You also get a set amount after each round, and it increases the longer the match goes. So for round 2, they give you a bonus set of 800 credits for you to spend, and it will increase every 350 credits. So for round 3, it will give you 1150, round 4 it will give you 1500, and by that time it will start to increase only up to 250. So that means 1750, 2000, etc, etc. The furthest I've ever managed to go is up to round 6, which gave me the bonus 2000 credits to spend, so I can only imagine how much more you get if the games extend even further than that. By the time you reach round 3 or any later part of the match, from there you are free to spend wherever you want, whatever loadouts you want, and just be comfortable to play the rest of your match how you like. Also, you do have to remember that every round you always have to buy back your loadouts. This does not apply to your abilities and to your consumables. I think it does not apply to your consumable. Depending on the legend, you get a set amount and you can buy even more than you want. Some are very cheap while some are very costly. Same goes for your ultimate. As for consumables, at the very start, you don't want to spend any credits on them at all. You always get 2 syringes and 2 shield cells at the start, so it's good to just work with that at least in round 1. Moving on, you want to add a battery and 2 more cells probably when you start round 2. Round 3 or 4, you also probably could add a med kit or another battery, making it 2 in total. And also you want to start buying nades, as using these to force the enemies out of cover is very strong in this mode. Majority of fights are always people working their way to use whatever cover they could find, and using 1 or 2 nades would be perfect to counter that play. And with that, this should pretty much cover how your matches should be. Spend very little in the beginning part of the match. Always push for the canisters, the loot bins, the care packages, because it's really gonna benefit you if you manage to clutch out the rounds. And even if you don't, you still have more points over the enemies. And once you do have more points over them, you will be able to get your loadout, the weapons that you want, the upgrades that you need to get much faster than them, despite you lose. I hope these little tips helped out in any way possible. I'll try my best to upload more arena tips, since yesterday, which was launch day, had so many bugs and we wasn't able to play with every legend to find even more helpful stuff for Arena. So hopefully in the next video I'll be able to get that done. But for now, if you enjoyed, drop a like, drop any comment down below, and subscribe to help the channel grow and for more Apex Legends tips, guides, whatever you like. I hope you all are doing great, keep it at 100, and I hope to see all of you all in the next video. Later.